To install and set up the Raspberry Pi with Windows, the instructions are provided in the PDF file stored in my course view, named Workshop Installation and Setup RP4. If you want a real fresh installation, then you will start with step 1, but be informed that it will take a super long time to install the operating system and some important libraries like OpenCV. So it is strongly recommended not to do that, as the SD card is already pre-set up. So we will start the setup with step 5. We begin with insert SD card to the socket of RP4 as shown. Step 6. Connect the USB-LAN to the USB port of your PC or laptop. If you already have a USB port to LAN, you can skip to step 7. Step 7. Go to Control Panel, Network and Internet, and choose View Network Status and Tasks. Change adapter settings. Right-click at the Ethernet and choose Properties. Choose TCP IPv4 and then its properties. Now you can set up the IP address. Step 8. Connect the LAN cable to USB-LAN and then connect to Raspberry Pi. Plug in the power cable to Raspberry Pi. The power LED will turn to be red and LAN LED will turn to be yellow as shown. Step 9. This step is important. To verify the connection between Windows and Raspberry Pi, we use command prompt by using the command ping 192.168.1.100. Check the response to see if it is 0% loss or not. If it is not yet 0, the connection is not that stable. You may need to recheck the connection with the USB port. Try not to make the LAN cable move. Just let it stay still. In this case, the connection is now 0% loss, so we are good to go to the next step. Step 10. Use the program Putty to connect to Raspberry Pi via a secure shell. Just type in the IP address and click Open. Step 11. The login screen will be pop up. The login name is simply Pi, and the password, which will not be shown while you are typing it, is Raspberry. Press Enter when you're done. Then the command prompt is shown. Type the command to access the configuration. Then choose interface options and then VNC. Make sure that your VNC server is already enabled. Then you can leave the configuration and exit this window by type the command exit. Step 13. It's time for the real connection to Raspberry Pi. Use the program VNC Viewer to connect to Raspberry Pi. Type the IP address and click Enter. Then the username and the password will be the same as we use in the Putty, that is Pi and Raspberry. You may click Remember Password if you want. The login screen show up. This is successful now. In the next step, we will update and upgrade the system, so it is a must that the date and time is synchronized with the time server. So enable the Wi-Fi connection at the upper right corner and wait for several minutes. While we are waiting, let's adjust some preference. Go to the main menu, Preference, and RP configuration. Verify that the camera is enabled in the third tab, Interface. And for the last tab, Localization, make sure that the time zone is Bangkok. So now, let me assume that the date and time are already synchronized. The next step, we will update the system and upgrade the system by using the terminal. That is a second icon shown. Click there and type this command. Press Enter. And then upgrade the system with this command. If there is a new component, just type Y and Enter to install that new component. The setup is now complete. Well, there are some components you need to use as well. The third icon is File Manager. You can explore, copy, or delete the file in SD card here. The fourth icon is the main one for us, the Python IDE. You can create a new file, edit, or run the code here. All the code we are using in activities are stored in the icon name codes on the desktop. When you double-click, the file manager will be open. And when you double-click your Python code again, for example, camera, it will automatically open the program Thonny, our Python code IDE. You can create a new file, edit the file, run, or stop the running here. In case you want to transfer the file from Raspberry Pi to Windows, follow instruction there. Click the VNC menu, and then hamburger menu number 2, and then choose File Transfer. And then there will be a pop-up. You can select the file from there. The same idea. If you want to transfer the file from Windows to Raspberry Pi, use the icon name Transfer File there. When you click there, there will be a window pop up. You can choose the file that you want to transfer to. One last important thing. If you want to shut down the Raspberry Pi, do not just simply close the VNC Viewer or unplug the power cable. Otherwise, your work may not be written to SD card completely. The correct way to shut down is choosing Shutdown from the main menu, and then choose Shutdown. Wait until LED stop blinking, and then the power cable can be removed